right, so here we go. We've got a class here where we're going to be connecting to our scions. And the way that we're going to begin is to come onto your back and have a block nearby. And once you're on your back, go ahead and lift up your hips and just put the block directly under your sacrum. And then once you do that, you probably saw me, but I did it naturally. I kind of like picked up my hips, tucked my tailbone, and really kind of grabbed onto the block there. Soles of the feet on the ground, and the hands can rest wherever you're comfortable. And then first, just take some deep breaths in and out of your feet. Take some deep breaths in and out of your hips, and some deep breaths in and out of your heart. Feet, hips, heart. And the dedication for today is to our inner scion, the inner child, the part of us that is vulnerable and joyful and has a lot to learn, right? But makes up for it in all these other really beautiful, tender qualities. And dedicate this practice to that part of you. Take your hands now alongside your heels so the arms are straight, the palms are flat on the mat. And then take an inhale and lift the arms up so fingertips are to the sky. And then you'll feel the arms go up overhead. Some of us will be able to touch the ground overhead with the backs of the hands. Some of us won't, and that's okay. And then we're just going to continue that. You're going to do a few more of these. Just really simple. The hands return to where they were. And then you lift them up, breathing in. And you let them lower, tops of the hands on the ground above you, and then exhale, bring them back. And that's it. I want you to do this now for a few breath cycles. Maybe some of your attention stays anchored in your feet and the back of your pelvis. But now we've got movement in the shoulders. This whole body, sometimes I think of as like an inner child, right? This body does need care. It does need somebody to steward it, right? To take care of it, protect it, nourish it, clean it, strengthen it, exercise it. A couple more of these. And so as we arrive into this work with scions, which is our theme right now in Nowhere Village, we are really learning how to be sources. You're learning how to be a guide, a wise, loving guide for yourself every time you come to a yoga practice or meditation or any of your best practices. Now, the next time that the hands are down alongside the hips, just press down now into those strong feet, engage your belly, and lift the hips up as lightly, as if they're made of light, right? As if they're light. And then you can move that block off to the side and just go ahead and lower your hips back down. Hug your knees into your chest. You can roll your ankles a little bit. You could do some little knee circles here if you want. And then I want you to go ahead and rock up to a seated position. From a seated position, you're just going to come, you're just going to come into any comfortable position with the legs cross-legged or on your knees. Take one hand off to the side and take the opposite arm alongside the ear. And breathe through the side of the body that's extended. Feel your shoulder and then do little circles here, right? So I like to go kind of down, up, and over. You could experiment with going the other direction. It really doesn't matter. The point is, I kind of think of this sometimes as like I'm like flossing my shoulder. I'm testing the range of motion, but not going too far outside of it, checking in with how I'm built, right? This incredible vehicle that you've got for this lifetime. Now, the next time the right arm is up in the air, go ahead and leave it up in the air. Meet it with the left arm, so both arms are up, and it's a big breath in. And then exhale, stick out your elbows and stick out your tongue. Go to the other side. Feel your deep breaths. Notice the space in the body where the stretch is happening, the sensations are. And fill that space with breath. Move the arm however you like. You didn't invent arms or shoulders, right? Or human bodies. But isn't this cool, right? You got one. And isn't it worth investigating? The next time the left arm is up in the air already, let it bring the torso up. And then the right arm up, big breath in. Then you're gonna stick out the elbows, stick out the tongue, pull the elbows back so the heart shines forward, stick out your tongue. And then just go ahead and look forward. And you got your nice wide hands already. Place them really neatly on the ground in front of you and make your way to downward dog. In downward dog, I want you to just take a couple of breaths to do whatever you need, get wherever you need to be. And then go ahead and glide forward into plank pose. And check out what your story is in plank pose. I want you to feel the hips and the heart in one line, the belly engaged, the heels back, the crown forward. And then check this out. Can you kind of hunch through your upper back so the upper back kind of goes up to the sky, the chin may tuck on its own a little bit. Then you can do the opposite. So it's like a cow spine in plank pose. Don't do a grand gesture with that, but just a little one. Right, so the heart, the front of the heart actually kind of drops, almost like a hammock feeling, barely, right? And then the back of the neck should be long. One more breath, then downward dog. Nicely done. From downward dog, take a short walk forward until you end up standing in a standing forward fold. And can you feel how inside there is that inner guide, that inner parent, that inner source that wants to take care? And there's also these parts of you that really need care. Your body, your inner child, other parts likely. It's all here. Yoga means union, right? It's all here in this practice. You're still hanging over the legs, a couple more breaths. If you want to wiggle a little bit, you can. And then you're going to end up rounding up with your arms and your head dangling. And then once you come to the top, let's work those shoulders again. So you're going to go ahead and bring the arms out and up and reach up and feel the way that the shoulders move. Find yourself standing tall and clear. The hands can lower down in front of the heart. Remind yourself of your dedication again. Beautiful. And then so some more work for the shoulders. We're going to take this position with the arms, grab opposite elbows behind you. We're going to start to go into a little sequence, so you may actually also want your blocks at the top of the mat. So your opposite elbows, notice which forearm's on top, because you might want to switch that next time. Or those of you who have a reverse prayer available, maybe you take that, okay? Whichever variation you have, rocking here, you're going to go ahead and pick up your left knee. So the weight shifts to the right foot, the left knee flips. Now, can you feel how, even though the heart is shining forward, especially with the lifted leg, the belly has to pull back to the spine and up. So we're able to do this heart opening without compromising the low back in any way. Finally, warrior 3. Keep the left leg really active as it swings back and the heart drops forward until the heart and the leg are now on one plane, parallel to the ground. Breathe 1. And this is one place where you might want to just go ahead, lower your hands to blocks, or do a different variation. 2. Breathe 3. 4. And 5. You're going to land the left foot back until you've got 2 straight legs. And then you're going to lift up through your heart and end up folding forward over the right leg. So this is Parsvottanasana. Really let the heart reach forward. Now, maybe you've still got the arm variation behind the back, but maybe not. You're welcome to bring the hands down. Be mindful, bring them back behind you first, and then let them drop down and finally forward alongside the foot if that's where you're headed. Hear your breath, 2. Breathe. 3. Breathe. 4. Breathe. For 5. Now from here, you're going to lengthen the spine and then simply step the left foot forward to meet the right foot. Lift your chest, straight spine, then go ahead and drop down into your legs. Again, same transition as before. So you're going to bend your knees. You're going to make your upper body super droopy, and then you're going to round up. And you can feel that the legs are strong even though the knees are bent. The low belly's pulled up toward the spine like you're hollow in the belly. And once you come to the top, the arms reach back and up. I don't know how it's legal to have an ice cream truck outside in Kingston right now, but it's happening. It's happening. Okay. Grab opposite elbows behind your back for the other side. Oh, don't stop right in front of me, please. Thank you. Okay. So belly back to the spine. Pull the belly up. And then you'll lift up that right knee. And we just stood here. I said thank you too soon. Direct next door neighbors. Engage the belly, feel your strength. Feel how you're supporting the low back, right? The low back is actually supported by the belly sucking back toward it. Then warrior 3. The right leg reaches back and the heart comes parallel to the ground. 1. 3, 2. Well, at least you've got a soundtrack that's not copyrighted. Breathe 3. 4. And 5. Bend the standing leg and let the right foot find the floor behind you. Find your grounding here, really pressing through the feet and straighten the front leg. Lift up through the chest, pull the elbows back a little bit, and then shine the heart forward and lower the torso over the front leg. This is a great place for blocks. Just be mindful because of the orientation of the shoulders. You're going to want to relax the arms first back, kind of toward your tailbone, and then down and then forward. 2. 3. Really root down through the feet and through the legs. Legs like strong columns. 4. 5. You're going to look forward. We're just doing really simple. You're just going to walk your hands forward. You're going to step the back foot forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Bend your knees. Let the head and the arms dangle, and then round up. Once at the top, arms reach back, up. And then finally, the palms find each other. Press the palms and let the hands drop in front of the heart. The relationship between scions and sources, right? It's life loving itself. You can kind of feel this between the two palms, this yearning to be connected. All right, we're gonna flow with that a little bit with exactly what we just did. Grab opposite elbows behind. And then shift weight into your right foot, pick up your left knee. Warrior 3 as you breathe out. Bend the front knee so you can land super softly and then straighten the front leg. Big inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Now this time, here's what we're gonna add. Again, bring your hands back, down and forward. Twisted triangle. The left hand could go outside of the right foot. The right arm into the air. Breathe 1. Breathe. 2, 3. Keep using those feet strong, with legs like columns, heart forward. Lean back a little more. 4. And 5. Now swipe your right arm back. Point it behind you, then right hand comes down toward the ground, then bend the right knee, maybe pick up a block, Ardha Chandrasana. Shifting the weight onto the right foot and the right hand. The left arm can come up. 1. Any variation of this pose is totally welcome. Breathe. 2. 3. Breathe. 4. And exhale. 5. Lower the left foot next to the right foot. Utkatasana this time, so go ahead and sweep your arms up. Breathe in. Then come all the way up to stand and just lower the arms and relax the shoulders. Breathe out. Arms behind your back. Inhale, pick up your right knee. Warrior 3, breathe out. Heart forward, leg back. Land the right foot on the planet. Then straighten both legs and lift your chest, hips nice and square, belly really engaged. Fold forward over your left leg. Then hands come back, down, forward, framing the front foot. Start to lengthen the spine, press into the feet even more. Right hand outside of the foot, left arm into the sky. 1. Breathe deeply. 2. 3. Breathe. 4. And 5. Now let that left hand point behind you, then below you, and then look forward, bend the front knee and transition. Weight on left hand, left foot, right leg lifts. Right arm lifts. Maybe the gaze lifts. That's the last thing I'd move. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Right foot comes down next to the left foot. Sit back deep and low and then sweep both arms up. Utkatasana. Hands to prayer, twist to your left. Left arm outside of the right leg, gaze over the right shoulder. 1. If you're feeling spunky and want to throw in an arm balance or something like that, you could totally do that. You could do vinyasa. I'm not going to do it. Breathe for 3 or teach it in this short class. But breathe 4. And then kind of wring yourself out with this last exhale. 5. Come all the way up, maybe to your tiptoes, so the bund is engaged. And then lower the heels, lower the arms. Inhale again, Utkatasana. Let's do the other side of that shape. Right arm comes outside of the left leg, twisting open to the left. Breathe 1. Breathe. 2. Feel the breath moving through this body. 3. 4. And wring yourself out. 5. Inhale, come all the way up, maybe to the tiptoes. And then lower the arms before you lower the heels. And lower the heels as softly as possible. We're going to now make our way into downward dog again. Option to take a vinyasa. Didn't really do vinyasas this time. Each of these short classes, I tend to cut out something a little different. So if you want to throw that in now, you can. Once you get back to downward dog, let's go ahead and come to 3-legged dog, lifting the left leg. And then tucking the left knee forward inside of the left thumb. Get really square and centered through the hips. And then, yeah, that might need grabbing a prop and putting it under your left sits bone. And then pour your heart forward, and you can either put a prop under your forehead, or sometimes it's nice to actually put something under the heart itself, the front of the chest. You're going to stay here and breathe for a full minute. Feel. If you had to model for your child self or a child outside of yourself, if you had to model for a scion what it looks like to really relax and trust in these last couple breaths, what would that look like? How could you show that to them? If they could like see your inner realm, can you show them? We're going to stay a little past that minute. I just want you to be able to feel that if you can. And then just bring yourself up and come as simply as you possibly can back into downward dog. As quietly, as gently, as if there was a little baby sleeping on your mat. And then lift the right leg, inhale. And then tuck the right knee inside of the right thumb. Lift up through the heart. And then pour it forward. Stay in this shape, breathing and feeling, of course, supporting with any props that you need. Model surrender and ease and trust and presence, all of it. Whatever it is that you most want to embody, show it to somebody else and see what happens. Last couple of breaths. Come on up. And you're going to take one more pose. I'm going to recommend a restorative pose for the heart, but really any final gesture that you want to do. If you're going to do a restorative pose, you're just going to stay here for the last couple minutes of class. If you're doing something a little more active, I want you to spend at least a minute in Shavasana or some kind of rest. Here's the heart opener. We do these sometimes in the sessions that I've been teaching lately, so maybe you've seen it and maybe you see it somewhere else. You're just going to lay back with one block under your heart, around the line of the shoulders, and one head on the block. You could also put a rolled blanket under your heart, or those of you who've been enjoying rolling out the shoulders, you could just spend a little time doing that now. It might take some adjusting. I want you to always reach out to me or just, post a comment or a question if you want more help with any of these things. What you do with your legs is totally up to you. I'm going to do Supta Baddha Konasana with my soles of feet together and my knees wide. Anything that's comfortable is great. The arms can just kind of hang down from the shoulders if you're in this heart opener. And again, could you model surrender? Could you model what it looks like to receive support? Receiving is an art. If you have been doing something a little more active, you could either, of course, just stop the video and just decide to keep going, keep practicing. If you want to wind down, now's the time. Find a really comfortable position on your back or some position that you can totally relax in. Feel yourself as a source holding, guiding your inner child. But then feel like you, kind of almost like little Russian dolls, or you are a child. Resting on the Mother Earth, nourished by Father Sky. Your parents, cosmic and eternal, hold you the same way that you hold your inner child. Show your inner child how it's done by resting back for just a few more quiet breaths. When you're ready to come up, do so very quietly and slowly. And make sure you take a little moment at the end. Thank yourself.